Okay. Hi, welcome to Rig and Roll episode 2. I realize now that the button that I have mapped to record is in fact interfering and is for the quick load button. Now let's try and do this differently. My trailer thing should pop up sometime in the near future. Is it going to let me back under it? No, it's not. Or should I just press T here? Fine, they're probably going to come and get me for that. Burnout! Power the big Cummins. Alright, well, I don't hear the cops chasing me just yet. So, I guess I'm going to be continuing here for just a little while. Dang, it's passing me. Going to continue here for a little while. I'm going to go to the truck stop, see if I can get my wheels, and then I will be right back. Alright, so I just got out of that service station. I got myself the classic wheels. The cops apparently are not interested in me for whatever reason, so I do have a little bit more money than I did, and I did not have to repair my truck as heavily. Yeah. I don't think. Not sure about that. Alright, so let's see if we can get on down the road here. Now, I was saying, yeah, let me just take a look at that. No. Alright, so this game does have some discrepancies. Take the chicken lights on the side of the truck, for instance. Let me turn them on. Okay. On some trucks, one of them, I'm thinking of, the Freightliner Coronado, if you get a certain light package, it will, yes, making up ground. It will show the physical lights. Well, actually, no. It will not show the physical lights that would be, like, screwed to the side of the truck, but when you turn on the lights, it would still, the light corona that would normally be there is still there, even without, that's still thundering here. Wow.
Hey, are there any free drivers near Atascadero?
Nick from Nick Trucking here. I'm free.
Lies!
Can you help us? Our driver had a heart attack and was taken by an ambulance midway from his destination, an electronics store. We sure would appreciate it if you could finish his delivery.
Look, I understand you're in trouble, but if someone, say, takes your cargo before I get there, who would be blamed for the loss?
Well?
Me. That's who. And I don't want any trouble with the law.
Okay, now, that particular... Most of the time when you're running with a trailer, you won't get as many calls from people saying, hey, do this, do that for me. If I would have accepted this one was a weird one. If I would have just drove a little further towards that area, watch it, watch it, watch it. Yeah, that went well. And he would have said, somebody else already took the trailer, forget about it. And I'm not sure if he would have been saying, hey, we'll call you next time if we need something. I think that's what he said, but that's beside the point. I'll try not to give away too much stuff like I have been the whole time so far. But yeah, like I was saying, the actual lights would not, oh no. The actual lights would not be there, but the light emitted from said non-existent light would still be emitted. If that made any sense at all, please let me know. What's going on? What's the problem? You guys having issues? Apparently so. Okay, this is kind of crazy right here. They got their poles situated awfully close to the road. You know what? I bet you can just drive right through those, but I'm not sure. Come on, guys! Screw this. Let's just slam on the brakes until I can't go move at all. Oh, the truck's here now. ones hit that N20, which I really should not be doing because it's so wet outside. We turn on the map. Oh no. This is our exit. Hopefully I can still make it in first. Brakes! No! It's lovely. Okay, I think they're scared of this exit. The truck is damaged. This is the warehouse. Now, I have something to say now. When somebody rear-ends something like that, well, you're obviously going to think, hey, you know, the cops are going to be after me, we had an accident, right? And then some people are wondering, why are the cops after me right after I rear-ended this person? I don't know what their problem is. Let me quickly run into here. Ugh, the truck. Let's quickly drop this load, get the cops off our back. Ugh, head to the repair station, get repaired. Because this is embarrassing. But this does show off you can get physical damage. The truck will not look the same if the truck is totaled. We need a load. Let's go to Merced with carrots. Yes, let's do that. Okay, the chicken lights are showing through the side of the step there. And you can also see how it was scaled a little bit off. I'll explain that next time we come to that situation. Oh wow, they're still well on the way. Since there's plenty of time for me to catch up with them, and they're not going to move all that fast when I'm not close to them, I'm going to head over here to the truck stop, see if I might be able to spend some of my hard-earned money. Okay, I guess the cops don't care no more. And stacks and everything. The door jiggling open and closed. Now each engine, one thing I find cool is that each engine will have its own sound. The Detroit will have, excuse me. Still thundering. The Detroit will have a much higher pitched engine sound, yes, and the, let's see, the Cummins and the Caterpillar, those sound very similar, except for the Caterpillar, once you go over 2,000 RPMs, it'll have this sound of more of a high idle, like it's not pulling, you won't get the same kind of a, I want to say ignition knock, but you won't get the same kind of sound out of a Caterpillar above 2,000 RPMs, but they're very similar other than that. At this rate, I'm never going to make any money.
Hello. Hello.
Oh,
Should live, Doc.
Yeah.
Let me see now.
And she'll say, the operator, the attendant there, will say different things like, my truck's in sad shape. Nick was kind of concerned, to say the best. Or to say the least. No. It's once again a Peterbilt. See that Titan and Hercules name showing off extra tank. We need that. Wheels, we already have the best wheels. Here you have modern, mag, blacks, liberties. I think these were also a decent one. They were kind of like the American, or I'm not sure what they were called. But because in the way the shadow moved, but it wasn't that bad. Don't need any of that just yet. Engine, let's see if we can show off some. Here's the big. I think this is supposed to be a C16 cat. I believe so. There you can see that engine. Here's my ISX Cummins. Here's another Cummins engine that looks different. I'm not sure. I don't recognize it. Here's an even smaller one. Even smaller 4-cylinder. Detroit diesel. This one looks very buried. I know the 400 Cummins, it has a weird sound to it. You'll get a different sound with the smaller engine. It sounds lame. This engine looks very buried. Very buried, like the new DD series. Actually, what was that? Okay, yeah, the extra tank. Yeah, we'll just do that. Were they curious? It looks very buried like the new DD series engines that have to have the EGR, the DPF, and the DEF, which is just blah. Okay, I need to put fuel into that extra tank now. Just reminded of a feature I want you to see. Check the time there. Alright, we can have different in-cab views. Now, watch Nick's hand and the gear shift there. Well, we'll do it here. We're in first gear. Second gear. Third gear. I think that's great. Your mileage, I'm sure, will vary greatly. Grab that gear, man. Let's go back to the optimal driving view. All right. I think I've seen, this is kind of a review as well. I am biased toward this game. I had been awaiting this game's release for a very long time. Like I said, they started making like 03, excuse me, in like 03, and only released it in 2010 because they said constantly changing technology, they were busy with other stuff, had to constantly update the game as they were developing it because of new technology that was available to them, you know, try and make it more awesome. But, like I said, I am biased, so I'm trying to give kind of an all-around opinion. Give you all the information. I know some trailers, some flatbed trailers, like I have my lights on now, they don't have any lights at all. You can turn your lights on and the tractor will come on and everything will work fine, but the trailer, none of the lights will actually come on. So it does have its bugs. I think if you can look past some of the bugs and just enjoy it as kind of a more of a arcade style simulator game with storyline, which is I think this is pretty much the only trucking game with storyline. Drive safe, everybody. Not like me. So they're quite a ways ahead. Now I know that Peterbilt 378, it has an unusual transmission. It'll shift into fifth gear a lot sooner, like at like 60 miles an hour. But apparently the fifth gear is still very difficult. It still counts as very high gear. So the engine is having a lot of trouble accelerating even at that slow speed to where that truck is it's unique. However, there's another, the Peterbilt 387. Excuse me. Oh, right when there's a turning lane. Wow. With the Peterbilt 387, it'll also shift into fifth gear a little bit early, but it is easier for the engine to turn, and you can accelerate with it. And I think even with like a 400 and something horse engine, it'll cruise at the same speed as, say, other normal trucks, more normal trucks with a upper top three, like the 565 Cummins, the 575 Detroit, or the 600 Cat. It'll cruise at about the same speed. Of course, going up the hills, you'll notice. In fact, I never got that truck with the big 600. It seems to me as if the 600, 565, and 575 all have pretty much the same actual power, that the truck will act pretty much the same with those three engines. And what's interesting about the 575 horse Detroit is, since this game was started development in 2003, I think they did the research, and I guess they saw the 2002, the 14-liter Detroit, the pre-EGR, the one they didn't have much of, that was actually producing 575 horses. They're very rare. You don't see them much. I'm told they're really hard to get parts for because they were so rare and in production for such a short period of time. I think the Peterbilt also is, the 379 is also a little bit strange. It'll want to shift, where this truck will be doing like 80, or most trucks, the normal trucks, I'll call them normal, will be in fourth gear at 2,500 RPMs at 85 miles an hour. The Peterbilt 379 was more like at 75 miles an hour. And once again, that fifth gear is basically unusable unless you're bobtailing. I'm coming for you. So it had a noticeably slower cruising speed. And that's annoying because since each truck is different, you still can't get like the same experience. And I think before the game was released, they had a page where you could get a 360-degree view of the models for the trucks, and they gave a bunch of information on it, including the max horsepower. Now, the max horses for the Peterbilt 378 was 565, which doesn't bother me because I prefer this Cummins engine, the 565 Cummins. And I think some people have searched around and couldn't find the 600 horse. So maybe they kept that. But other than that, I think you can get the 600 horse engine in basically all the trucks. Kettleman City, one of my favorite little towns in this whole game. Well, we're about to start racing competitors, so I think I'm going to call it here. Yeah, this episode is plenty long. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned to see what happens next time, see if I can catch up, see if I make a fool out of myself yet again. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, have a good one.